And good morning and welcome back. Joining us this morning, we have Karl Weber, our judge with Marquette County. Thank you for joining us today.
Good morning, Vicki.
And we also have Payne, Roell, attorney at law. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So Law Day is coming up. So Judge Weber, I'm going to start with you because you're going to be talking more in depth about the Miranda ruling tomorrow. For people, you know, everybody hears about it, but there's actually such a fascinating backstory. It's only 50 some years old now, right?
That's correct, Vicki. Tomorrow, during part of the presentation that we're going to put on in the main courtroom at 4:00 p.m., open to the public, is a presentation on the famous landmark decision from the United States Supreme Court. The name of the case is the State of Arizona v. Ernesto Miranda. It's 50 years old this past May. It's a landmark United States Supreme Court decision.
Well, and everybody is so familiar with the statement that police have to say now, thanks to television. But if you keep watching the show, how few of those people on the television show don't really do it right. I mean, it's really fascinating. So I think that's going to be an interesting one to hear more about.
Right.
Now, Erica, you're a lawyer. You guide people, and you say sometimes when it comes to things like, say you've got a neighbor case, it's like, I'm going to sue you. It seems like the first things people want to say, I'm going to sue you. It's a little more complicated than that, isn't it?
Right. And in fact, those are the types of issues I tend to handle personally. But you know, we have wonderful lawyers within the Bar Association who help people regularly. That's their job, figure out whether or not they actually should do something like that. Whether or not you pursue a case against your neighbor, for example, or somebody else is a really complicated question to answer. And sometimes it is a matter of the facts, sometimes it's a matter of the law, sometimes it's a matter of expense, and there's a lot of things to sort out when you're making that decision.
And it can be a little complicated. I think in America we don't understand. Sometimes it seems like a case takes forever to go through, and really and truly it's backlogged, but we're still pretty fast compared to a lot of countries, right? I mean, we can get into a case relatively rapidly, right?
Generally, in civil litigation, Vicki, a case will take anywhere from a year to a year and a half from start to finish.
Okay.
So to the average person who doesn't practice law or is not in the courtroom every day, that may seem like a long period of time, but that's just how justice works. Criminal cases come before civil disputes and civil litigation, so they have a higher priority in our court system.
Okay, so in other words, if you're in an area that has a lot of criminal cases, you could get tied up a little longer unintentionally. That's interesting. I didn't realize that there were precedents given. So now again, the whole event coming up tomorrow for Law Day. Now technically Law Day was May 1st, but you know, it was Sunday. So how is Law Day going to go tomorrow for everybody?
So tomorrow, what we're doing is providing an opportunity for the community to come out, listen to Judge Weber speak about Arizona versus Miranda, which has a really fascinating background. And we will also be talking about our local court systems. We're going to have a lot of changes coming to Marquette County, and those will be discussed. Also, this is a good opportunity to come out and look at our beautiful courtroom. I know Judge Weber always says that it's the jewel of our community. It is gorgeous. It has been involved in several famous cases, including the anatomy of a murder case, and one of our presidents tried a case there. And so we will be talking about those things as well, so some of the history.
Well, I think it'll be nice to be able to be walking into it, and let's face it, normally when you go into the circuit courtroom, you're terrified because you're either a defendant or you're being called up for jury duty. You don't really have a chance to take it all in, so that's going to be a nice opportunity.
Yeah.
I want to thank you both for coming in, letting us know about tomorrow's events, and you know, letting us realize maybe it's a little more complicated than what we think.
Thank you, Vicki.
Thank you.